Alright guys, this is going to be my spin to win Time Rot Void Knight. So yeah, pretty much as the build suggests, we just spin away and we do a bunch of smites. Look, we just killed 2 of the training dummies. Um, and it just does smites, lots of warpaths, volatile orbs, and all of this void damage applies a damage over time. If we just stop right here, you can see reasonable amount of dot damage at my low level with my gear. I haven't pushed far, I haven't got the corruption up on this character, but I will quickly jump over and just show off a empowered monolith real quick, because people want to see the build and they want to be able to build it themselves. So here we go, just to sort of show you like the time rot or the damage over time aspect of this build spreads when it kills something. So as long as we are just spinning, our smites will go off and apply the time rot and then spread it across like whatever's there. So you never really have to backtrack unless it's a super tanky enemy, but I haven't really seen that. You just spin through, the smites will go off, everything gets eradicated. Very, very simple playstyle, very chill, really nice, just a favor farmer or just a farmer in general. A very nice first character if you're new to the game and looking for like a season start or a league start kind of character. This character is just always going to be strong as a starter character because it doesn't need much to get on its feet. Okay, we've finished the monolith, but I keep wanting to spin because I just enjoy watching everything die. As you can see there as well, without spinning, if we just walk, we've got Devouring Orbs going around us, and you can see they do quite a lot of damage in themselves. Okay, so that's without casting our spin to win, and they are still destroying everything. Okay, so let's get into the idea of the build. Alright, so first things we're going to do is we're going to go over the gear. Alright, so gear wise, we want the 3 set of this. In the build planner, I will have better weapon and neck piece using the set crafting mechanic. So check out the build planner for the actual endgame version of the gear. But we like this sword because it gives us haste for 1 second on hit. Which is just really nice as you're spinning through. When you hit something, you get haste and you move quicker. The 3 set, or the 2 set is 50% void penetration with time rot, which is our main damage source. And the 3 set is 3% more void damage per stack of time rot. And we get max stacks of time rot within like a second of spinning. So very, very nice. As for the helmet, probably get a different base item at level 85, I think it is. You can get one with reduced damage from critical hits. But just get Devouring Orb, Vitality, some resistances on there. That should do you pretty well. There's the second piece of the set that we are using. We will also craft this using the set crafting mechanic, which you will see in the planner. Okay. As for chest piece, you can get void damage, spell damage, get a vitality roll on there, get some reduced damage from crits and some resists or some health, whatever floats your boat. Okay. As for our other weapon, we are using Polaris. This is what triggers our smites a lot of the time. So grab yourself one of these. Great little weapon for using early on. This also is a level 6 item, so you can start using this very early in the game. Okay. Alright, moving on, we've got the Orion's Descent. This is another belt that casts more smites. You can furthermore pop a health potion to cast a bunch more smites, like on demand, if you don't need to save your health potions. For rings, this ring's not very good, but it's got damage over time on it. It's a vitality based ring. We want vitality because that scales our smite and it scales our devouring orb damage. Both are scaling with vitality. And then just get maybe some health on here, some resists, you know, whatever you can. Void damage would be good on there as well. Okay, moving on over to our primordial is Legends Entwined. This allows us to use the Polaris in our offhand because for this set that we're using, the third piece is a shield. We don't want to use the shield, so we are using Legends Entwined. This gives us 2 to all attributes. It can be up to 5 if you get a good one. Per completed set, we have 1 completed set. Up to 5% to all resistances, 1 to all skills, and 10% increased attack and cast speed. Gloves, we're probably going to go for an Exalted pair of gloves. These are nice. I mean, they give time rot damage, penetration to damage over time. They're not bad. If I could get a decent LP version, I might continue using them. If not, I will probably get an Exalted pair of gloves, kind of like these, maybe with some void damage or something on there, or attack speed. Moving on, Blood of the Exile. I just like these because they're a high move speed boot. You can pick whatever boots you want. And then a Code of the Arrays. Try and get one with as good a stats as you can. I'm using this one because it has +4 to smite, and that's that. As for idols, mana efficiency with void skills, you probably want to get at least 2 of these early on if you can, because the mana costs can ramp up very quickly, especially when your echoes start proccing, and you can end up with no mana. If you get two of these, that should fix the issue. Okay, and then just get some defensive ones, some health, some mana regen, whatever you can find to fill in the rest of the slots. Alright, now moving over to class passives. We are going a Sentinel and we are specializing into Void Knight. So, start off, I grab 2 points into Juggernaut, 8 points into Fearless for the Vitality to scale our damage, 5 points into Armorclad to get us over to Time and Faith, and then 1 point into Gladiator for the Dual Wield. Moving on over to a Void Knight. 10 points into Abyssal Endurance, you know, just Fizz Res, Void Res, Health, and Void and Physical Damage taken, -5%. Temporal Corruption, your spells and attacks deal more Void damage. That's flat Void damage. Dark Maw, increased health, chance to absorb health on kill, 25%. This class here is where we start getting into the juice. So this one is one that I would try and get spec'd up as fast as possible. Time rot chance, but time rot spreads on kill chance, 100%. So whenever something dies, our dot will spread to the new targets and just work its way over the entire group of enemies. Very strong. Moving on over here, we want to get 5 points into this. I know we're not directly casting Smite, so the beam doesn't do anything, but this makes Smite scale with Vitality instead of Attunement. Okay. Moving on down here, we grab 5 points into here for more Time Rot chance. Time Rot scales with slow chance. Time Rot scales with attack and cast speed, and Time Rot damage per 1% Time Rot chance with void skills. Okay. Coming on down here, we grab 5 points into here, and that is because frailty chance and slow chance, this feeds into this, right? Gives us more damage. So just, yeah, grab this. 4 points into singular purpose, more void damage. I'm going to continue putting 1 more point in here. Why not? You can come back and grab this whenever you're ready. Patient Doom. This is not a necessity. I would, just move through the tree and come back to this a bit later. Echoing Strikes, Echo Chance 8%, and that makes any of your void spells echo, or your melee void skills echo, which means it casts them again, which is really great. So all the smites that are coming down, there's a chance it will echo and cast another smite. When we're spinning, there's a chance that when we're spinning, it'll echo another spin. There it is. See, boom, boom, boom. Okay. So yep, we time rot chance on spell echo, 50% more. Increased more echo chance here, another 5%. And then 1 point in here for another 10% echo. Okay. And that is this tree. At some point, probably around here, so once you've gotten like time rot spread, I would go start doing the paladin tree. Grab 8 points into Defiance and 7 points into Valor. How I actually did this was I used the campaign passives. So use your 15 campaign passives to get through this stage. So you get your 8 points here and your 7 points into Valor. That allows you to get Symbols of Hope. Symbols of Hope is a great support skill for the character. Okay. So now we are going to move on to our skill passives. We will start off with Warpath. This will be the first skill that you get if you're leveling the character. And the first thing you want to do is come down here, grab 2 points into Unchained, 1 point into Reckless Spin. And then from there, we grab 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 2 points, 1 point Smite chance per second. Then we come up here and we convert it to Void. Okay, so now Smite is Void. Sorry, not Smite, Warpath is Void. Then after that, if you're having trouble with mana, sustaining mana, put an extra point into Unchained. So you've got 3 like me. That will help you with mana regen while you're spinning. Then I'm just dumping the rest of my points into Area for bigger Warpath. Okay, moving on over to Smite. Smite's very easy. We come up here, grab just 2 points into Blinding Flash, grab 5 points into Sacrifice, 5 points into Atonement, convert it to Void over here, Ignite Chance to Time Rot Chance, crit multi, base crit, and then finish up. I'm actually going to take 2 points out of Blinding Flash, I think, and put them into the Ignite Chance, because that is Time Rot Chance. Okay. Alright, moving on to Devouring Orb. First thing you want to do with Devouring Orb is come 1 point down here, 1 point down to Abyssal Rush, and 1 point into Sightless Star. That will hopefully give you enough reduced mana cost that this skill won't affect you too badly at the start. Okay, you can respec out of Sightless Star later if you're feeling like your mana is really good, but this just gives an 8% chance whenever an orb is spawned to half its mana cost. Grab Cosmic Impact so that when they collide they actually do reasonable damage, and then I want you to shoot down over here and do this whole side of the tree. Okay, grab Riftcaller, grab World Rot, 2 points into Eldritch and 4 points into Eternal Decay. And then once you've done that, grab 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here. This allows your Devouring Orbs to shoot a projectile. And then finish up by adding the rest of your points into Void Adept. Moving on over to Holy Symbols, or Symbols of Hope. The first thing I did was I grabbed 3 points into Empowering, 3 points into Decree, 1 point into Symbol of Despair, fire damage converted to void damage, increased void damage per active symbol. Then I came up here, grabbed this symbol, came down here, grabbed this symbol, came over here, grabbed meditation, and then filled in the other points to further increase the damage and whatnot. Okay, and then you never have to click this skill, okay? Just put it on your hotbar and forget about it. It's a passive and it will do everything it needs to. Moving on over to our DPS survivability cooldown, which is Anomaly. Grab 1 point into Time Rot Chance on return. Grab 1 point Time Bubble. 3 points Temporal Mastery. And then grab this one, Time Lord. Time Bubble is cast on you. So instead of casting it on the ground, you'll see it's on us. And we get a bunch of attack speed and cast speed and all that great stuff. Okay. Then come up 2 points here, 3 points here for the cooldown recovery speed. 3 points Time Eater, 1 point Avoid More for a little bit extra leech. And finish off with the increased critical strike chance. And that is it. So if you want to, I know that I didn't really get to show you any really high level combat. This is a Void Knight. It's going to be able to go very high. It's just the nature of the beast. This is pretty much just a version of Devouring Orb that uses Smite on top of it to do some more ranged clearing. So I don't have any doubt in my mind this build can get to 1000 corruption. I'm sure it can kill Aberoth, and I will continue to push it up over time. So you can check out my streams or whatever and check in on the progress. But I will have the planner in the description below. So go check that out. See what the endgame gear looks like. See what sort of stats you're going to be dealing with. Don't forget, if you like my builds and enjoy trying out different stuff, to give me the old like and a sub. I appreciate all the support, boys. Until next time, peace.